Hey Flower Tribe, it's Kelly Lehman from Cranberry Fields Flower Farm and Lucy Lehman. Hey Flower Tribe, it's Kelly Lehman from Cranberry Fields Flower Farm, and I'm coming to you from behind the camera today, and I'm here to give you an update on my secret garden. We had a giant tree fall on some of my plants this weekend, so I'm going to take you for a walk back there and show you what it looks like. But I want to start with the front of the garden first. So here it is. It's August in my New Jersey Planting Hardiness Zone 6 secret garden, and towards the back here we have a giant limelight hydrangea. I love this plant beyond. I mean, this is probably I'd say about maybe 15 years old. I have it pruned in kind of a tree shape, and the way that I did was that way. I just kind of like trimmed away some of the branches that are closer to the bottom, so when I make bouquets and when the plant is dormant, I cut from the bottom and it gives it kind of like that tree look. And so I absolutely love that. I have a smaller limelight next to it, so it's the same plant, it's just a younger version. And then next to that I've got a butterfly bush, and this is packed with butterflies, especially in the morning and on sunny days. And what I do is I deadhead these beautiful blooms back, and then it keeps coming back stronger and stronger the entire season, all the way until there's a frost. And so it gets bigger and bigger every year, and this is a terrific plant for the pollinators. And so coming around here, I've got a whole bunch of these milkweed plants, and this is what the monarch butterflies love, the host plant for them, and they absolutely love it. So I have a lot of monarch butterflies back here, and I've got a few hydrangeas down here. A rose of Sharon is next to it, and I've got more butterfly bushes in the back. That's kind of like what that purple is, and more limelight hydrangeas kind of tucked in the back there. And I'm going to come around here to one of my favorite limelight hydrangeas. This one actually started draping over like this wrought iron, almost like an entryway I have. And I originally was going to have roses growing up this wrought iron. You can kind of see the wrought iron there. And my idea was to have little roses kind of dangling from it. But now this limelight hydrangea took over, and it's actually resting on the top of it. So it's beautiful. It looks like a giant wall of flowers when I view this from my house. It looks like just a tremendous wall. So it's beautiful. I'm debating putting another limelight hydrangea over here, and then having the entire thing be like a giant wall of flowers that you just kind of walk through, because we've got a whole bunch of more of the garden back there. But let me just show you more of the front, and then we'll walk back there, and that's where the tree fell. I've got a whole bunch of black-eyed Susans here. These are a terrific self-seeder. I love these. This group of very fun, bright flowers gets larger and larger each year. They just kind of self-seed. They spread out. And I probably started off, I don't know with how many plants, maybe like 10 or 15 years ago. And they just basically took over the garden. So be careful if you don't want them to take over the garden. You might just want to put them in your garden in pots. And then, this way you have more control over the self-seeding shenanigans. But I love them. I love when they just kind of take over. I think they look beautiful. And they're also drought tolerant, so that's terrific. And then I've got peonies next to it here. This is what my peonies look like this time of year. The ones on the farm are the leaves are much more beaten up. They're kind of brown and yellow. But these guys back here are a little more protected. They're protected by the limelight in back of it. And I always keep my peony leaves on, especially when they're healthy, throughout the year. And then I'll trim them back towards the end of summer, early fall. And so here's what the rest of this flower bed looks like. Another limelight hydrangea next to it. And another rose of Sharon. And then I've got a whole bunch of hydrangea here. I know that a lot of you have written in comments that your hydrangeas didn't bloom this year. Same thing with me. We had a really tough year. We had super, super warm winter temps, and then we had a cold blast in the spring, so that kind of froze off a lot of those buds that were on the old wood. But I'm hoping to get some blooms from the new growth, and that's kind of what happened to this hydrangea down here. It came in on some of these newer stems, and so that's what I'm starting to see, a pop of color, and I'm hoping I'm going to get more color from some of those, like the newer stems that are coming from the base of the plant from some of my mopheads, from like the repeat bloomers. So let's keep walking here. I'm going to try not to give you guys vertigo as we're walking. So this is what it looks like when you come through the gate, or like the entranceway, I should say. It's not really a gate. Kind of pretty, whimsical, kind of feels like a fairyland back here. And then I've got some more hydrangea back here. And then I've got some petunias in this planter. Sheldon planted those, some echinacea. I've got a whole bunch of weeds. The kids are going fishing in the golf cart here, so that's what that noise is in the background. Another hydrangea here. It's kind of pink and white. I think this one's called Pinky Winky. And this is a beautiful, beautiful hydrangea. There's a whole bunch of honeybees on it. And then I think this is also a Pinky Winky back here. Maybe not. I forget the name of this one. And then some more of the limelight. Can you tell I love them? But then over here is where this tree came down and it fell right on top of my lilac. I have a white lilac here. And so it came crashing down. There's the tree itself. It kind of split open this lilac right in half. And I'm going to show you what the cleanup looks like when we take care of that soon, because it kind of took most of the plant out. And same thing, it came really close to this butterfly bush. So we're going to have to clean all that up. And I'll show you what the tree looks like over here. Here's some more hydrangeas, another limelight. Can you kind of see a pattern here? Another butterfly bush. These are hellebores. They're the first ones to bloom in February. I love this flower. But here's what the back of the garden looks like over here. More and more of these beautiful hydrangeas. These guys dried out on the stem really nicely because they have a whole bunch of afternoon shade that's cast by like this crepe myrtle tree, which is a beautiful, beautiful, colorful flowering tree to have in your garden if you have space, because they take up a lot of space, but they're beautiful. It's called crepe myrtle. And then this is what the tree looks like that fell on the garden. And this was totally avoidable. We knew that this tree was dying. We saw that the inside of it, was starting to look, it was exposed, so the bugs were getting in. We saw that a lot of the leaves were no longer green on the tree, and we should have just taken it out, but instead we didn't, and now we're kind of paying the price. So this is what it looks like from the back end. Here's where it's split. And let me show you what the signs were that we should have noticed. So right here, there's like no leaves on, no branches, no leaves. It was all kind of white and beaten up. And you can tell like the termites and all the bugs just got inside. And then we had some really crazy weather and it just kind of took the whole tree down. And so I'm lucky that this weeping cherry tree was salvaged. It didn't come right in the middle of it. It came to the side of it. But we're going to have to take this tree and kind of chop it up into firewood. So that's the story with Cranberry Fields Flower Farm. You can see some of these little buggies here. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. And please say hi to us over on my Cranberry Fields Instagram page and also on my Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group, because there's thousands of gardeners from all over the world and they're asking and answering loads of garden questions over there. And please also check out my brand new garden podcast. And I have about 50 hydrangea care videos that I will link to the end of this video in my hydrangea care playlist. And please also let me know where you're viewing this from in this great, big, beautiful world. I love to see how our flower tribe is growing around the globe each week. And you can also check out my online flower courses. All of these will be in descriptions below, and I will see you in the next video.